Hi everyone, this is Jide Kene. Keep watching Signature TV.
Sorry to say this. I told you before we started that Emeka in Tribe of Judah took your name in some kind of way.
Well, maybe to a large extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you agreed with me a little bit. So can you walk us through your journey so far? Because when we go through your profile, it states a model and now an actor. At what point did you delve from being a model to being an actor?
Well, I think the one thing that is permanent in life is always change. So I'm always trying to, try out new things. I think I had a music track or an album. No, album. I had a track released last year with Rugged Man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm still going to try to be a painter. So there's a lot of things that is fun to try out in life. So yeah, right now I'm a producer. So modeling to acting, I think happened in 2015 or 2014, one of the two. But
yeah,
I just woke up one day and said, you know what, this one has a longer career mileage, so I'm going to pivot and try to do that one first, or more seriously. Yeah.
All right. So there's this particular movie that got my interest. I don't know if you remember a poker
Messiah.
Thank you very much. That movie was shot in IMT.
Yes.
What was it like being on that particular scene?
Well, that was my first ever lead role film, like English speaking film.
Yes.
Yeah, it was my first ever lead role, and it was very massive. Had over 250 people as just cast. There were lots of big celebrities on that project, so it definitely didn't feel real for me at the time. But I just, in hindsight, I would say that I had always known that things will get green, so you have to at all points give your best.
Yeah.
But going back to watch it, I'm very proud of it. It was my very first time having so much lines.
And you did great, actually. You did
I
great.
Seen it sometime.
The way you had to stand up to those, he called it fraternity or something like that.
Yeah,
the way you're able to stand up to that, I like. For that to be your first role.
Yeah, it was.
You actually have it in you, So let's talk about you and what your experience when you got to the spotlight. Like you said, Poker Messiah was your first. So what was it like? How did you feel when you got to the spotlight? You know what I mean by yeah, And I think a tribe called Judah, Living in Bondage was the one that gave you the award in AMVC, Best Lead Actor. So how was it like when you got to that point?
Well, lots of times people have dreams. I like to refer to Enugu as the city of dreams. A lot of people here, give them 5 years and they will be all over the world doing different things. So when I used to live here when I made Living in Bondage, so I hadn't relocated to Lagos or to any other place in the world.
Yeah.
So just going there, I've been going to Lagos for like 7 years before that time, just going to model, trying to act, trying to do things, auditions. So it just felt like, full circle moment. Where you're very proud of yourself, but as a very focused person, your biggest headache, your biggest problem is, can I sustain this? Not enjoying the moment. I don't think I ever took 1 second to enjoy the moment. And even shortly after the award, which I won a Trailblazer award.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately after that award, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it also gave me like...
That was 2020.
Yeah, it also gave me like, don't get too excited kind of...
You need to work harder.
Exactly.